Second game in the finals, the qualifying final, we have the Melbourne Storm taking on the Canberra Raiders down at Amy Park. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, this is going to be a good game. Pretty tight. Raiders got them there the other week.
Yep.
I don't think Melbourne are going to allow that to happen again. They were pretty poor in that second half and got run down. You just don't see that happen. And I think Melbourne will make sure of it this time around. In a pretty tight game.
But do you think Canberra are going to let them get 18-0 ahead again?
No, not to that point, but I just think Melbourne will be too classy from the get-go.
Okay.
They'll just be too classy.
What do you think, Tim? Oh, sorry.
The Raiders. Look, the Raiders are all right.
Yeah.
But for me, the jury's out on them a little bit still. They've got to do this in big games.
I think Papali's the key to the Raiders.
He's definitely the key.
He's what brought them back. He scored that match winner against Melbourne a few weeks back. But last week, I don't take anything from last week. Rapana didn't play. There was a bunch of people who didn't play. John Bateman, he didn't play either. But Hodgson and Papali are two of the bigger ones, I think. What do you think, Tay?
Yeah, mate. This is probably the hardest one, I reckon, to pick.
Harder than the Roosters South.
Yeah, this one's going to be an absolute ripper. Oh God, I'm gonna flip you, Benny. I'm gonna go Canberra.
Yep.
I still think they're grand final bound. I think they'll be playing there on the first Sunday in October. Melbourne, look, they're going to be better. They probably will win the game, but I
just tipped against.
I am tipping against them, but they probably will win because it is Melbourne. But I hope Canberra. I do. As you said, you brought up the point. Josh Papali, he's probably the Daily M prop of the year. If not, he's a very close second. If he can get that roll on through the middle. Once they started doing that in the second half the last time they played them, once they started to get the roll through the middle, Melbourne could not go with them at all. The speed of the Raiders, they just blew them off the park in the second half. They lucky they got that 18-point lead.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been a 30-plus scoreline because they looked dreadful. Raiders just pulled their pants down.
So, do you think Ricky has the blueprint to beat him?
Possibly. He's got the players to beat him.
Well, they've already done it. So, but if Papali isn't Dally and Prop of the Year, it could be Nelson Sofa Solomona. He's been outstanding this year as well. I reckon he's probably one of the best in the game right now. What do you think? You like him?
He's huge, isn't he?
He's
just the biggest guy I've ever seen.
I know. He's a monster.
To handle.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tip Canberra. I want Canberra to win. I want him.
It sounds like you blokes just want them to win.
Yeah, fuck the Storm. Fuck
rather
those,
than you actually...
Fuck the,
more of a want than
should be called Melbourne Dogs because I hate them so much. But, no, they'll be... All right.
And saying that, I want Melbourne to win too. So.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go with the old heart and say Raiders just because I want them to win. I just want a weird grand final, pretty much. So keep the Raiders going, and I think they'll be their forward pack will be too good.
Yeah. Can I ask, Toby?
Yeah.
Now, the Raiders, let's say they do get beaten in this one.
Yeah.
Whatever. They might have a blinder of a game, but they lose. Can they still get there if they lose?
Well, okay, this is going to be tricky. So, if they do lose, the second matchup they'll face is the winner of Broncos and Para.
They'll host that.
They will at Bruce, and then if they win that one, they're going to the SCG against the Roosters. If the Roosters win, or the Rabbitohs, so it's.
They've got the toughest draw pretty much out of whoever loses this match has the toughest draw to the final, to the grand final.
Yeah, it's a good one there, Bernie.
If they win, obviously week off, and then they host a prelim. That's ideal, isn't it?
Yeah,
but I mean, it's much harder if they do get beaten. So
yeah, because if they do win, then I think they get the Cronulla Manly bracket. No? Oh, no, it does remain.
If they win.
Yeah. If they get the
they win.
They get the winner of the
Manly Sharks, loser of the South.
Yeah. I think they could, if they had to verse the Roosters up at the Sydney Cricket Ground, I'd have my doubts. But depending on, if the Roosters win, I think they're more likely to beat a Rabbitohs team, in that third week, the prelim. But if they do win, they're back at Bruce for the prelim. The old Viking clap will be 1,000 decibels loud, and if that doesn't pump you up, I don't know what does. Their football this year has been really good for me, and I like where they're going. I just hope they can sustain it now for these 4 weeks that are coming up, because I think their good football is as good as any of them in the comp. So,
well, I still think Roosters, South are better teams than Melbourne. It's just Melbourne are so professional. But I think if any of those teams turn up and they both play their best, I think they get Melbourne. Just on talent and but Melbourne are they're just always like they're always at their best sort of thing. So you need to be at your best to win. Ricky Stewart just signed for 3 more years though, so that's a boost. Or he might think, oh fuck, doesn't matter if we win now. I'm still around for 3 more years. But so you're gonna go Raiders?
Yeah, just.
Well, hang on, but if you're the Broncos or Eels,
yeah,
would you be going for Raiders? Would you rather the Raiders host at Bruce in the second week, or would you rather versus Melbourne at Amy Park?
Raiders.
Raiders?
Yeah.
I get
Because you can't see Melbourne going out straight sets at home to 2 straight finals.
Yeah.
That's extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
That's it.
Not that going to Canberra would be easy, but that seems a lot harder.
It does.
That's why it's a disadvantage for the bottom 4, and I understand.
Well,
that's why I think the top 4 can only win it, because it is very hard if you come into that bottom 4 to go to these different places, and try and beat the best teams in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell, she would be tough.
Yeah.
You might do it. Para did it in 09, Cowboys did it in 17. You might get that high, and then come crashing down to earth in the GF. She's bloody tough to win, and I think only the 4 can win it.
Yep.
Barring Roosters and Rabbitohs.
But what?
I don't
Barring
think
them. So you think only Melbourne and
Canberra can win.
So only the 1 and 4 can win.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2 teams.
2 teams can win it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the hardest road in rugby league unless you're 1 and 4
And they can still meet too.
in the grand final.
Yeah,
This is like perfect for them to meet in the grand final.
So there you go.
So they can.
Could be a dress rehearsal. This one.
I don't believe you can go back to back in this day and age, and because I think better teams that are better than the Roosters, what they are now, haven't gone back to back, and they were better sides in previous years.
This Roosters team's pretty good.
I could stack a couple up against them.
I've seen better.
Yeah, Newcastle 01 comes to mind. Broncos 98. And then secondly to that, I said the Rabbitohs couldn't win it about 4 weeks ago because I thought they had lost a radar. So yeah, that's where I sit.
They were good on the weekend as well though, and they got about 5 injuries out of that. Like they had no one left on the bench, pretty much. But what do you guys think? Do Melbourne? Do they get the win at home, or do Raiders? Do they shock them and get another win down there? 2 in 1 year. Let us know in the comments. That's about